Well, good evening, everyone. So much for joining us tonight. I'm so your host tonight. My name is Verdita Monk, and I reside in the Atlanta area along with my husband, Harvey. And we are just very delighted about the information you're going to be hearing tonight. And someone thought enough of you, just really a whole lot of you, to be inviting you to this call tonight because you're going to hear some incredible information that really could make a big difference in your life. Let me tell you why and why it has made a difference in my life and my husband's life. A little over a year ago, a friend of ours by the name of Ken Robinson reached out to my husband and said that he wanted him to try something. He wanted him to try a patch. And out of curiosity, my husband met him and, got a patch, got several patches from him, as a matter of fact. And we really didn't know what this was all about because he was so excited and anxious about it. But lo and behold, the first night we wore this patch out of curiosity again, we noticed some happened to us because see, we had gotten like this and we heard some incredible testimonies of people with issues that seemed just uncurable or nothing that doctors could do for them. And it really raised our eyebrows and got us curious. And so we decided to put the patch on ourselves. And what happened that night was something that really caught our attention. My husband used to snore really bad. I mean, he had sleep apnea. He had acid reflux, all of this choking and coughing every night. First of all, it was scary. And it was also annoying because it was to the point where I had to send him to another room to sleep. And so it was really a bad situation. So most of the times that respiratory issue that could be very dangerous. But the very first night that he wore the patch, my husband stopped snoring. Now that right there got our attention. And therefore we felt like we had to share this with everybody we knew because once again, we heard other testimonies and you're going to hear some of those types of testimonies tonight. And so get right on into the presentation and, because I want to make sure we value your time. Okay. So I'm sorry, my slide kind of out of order here. I don't know what happened. So let me start again. So I apologize. All my slides just got out of order. Always have these issues. Not sure what's going on. Okay, now here we go. Apologize about that. Here's the question I want to ask you. Have you been patched? You're wondering, why are we talking about a patch? And let me explain to you. I'm talking about a patch about the size of a and thin like a Band-Aid. But let me tell you what's the significance of this patch. See, as we get older, our are losing some stem cells and trying to just anything that goes wrong in a child and you get a broken arm or a scratch, you're going to heal a lot faster than when you're older because the stem cells are when you're younger. By the time we're age 30, half of them are dormant. They go dormant. And by the time we're age 60, 60, like 90% of them are gone. And so that's why people who in situations that are the doctors really can't help them, just chronic situations, critical situations, have where they may cells from or some other way of getting stem cells, but they're not your own stem cells. And they may take some from another part of your body, but they still are not what you need for the situation. And then guess what? Stem cell injections are very expensive. They can range from $5,000 per injection to up to $100,000. And many people that I know have to go back every year or something like that to get another injection because they don't last forever. Sometimes about 30% of the time, the injection doesn't work at all. But guess what? Most people cannot afford them and insurance does not cover them. So that's not really a good option. And so many years ago, back in 1973, a scientist by the name of Lauren Picard proved that in a case study, he proved that if your copper peptides were elevated, then the stem cells in your body will be reactivated. The problem was with no one could do it. I mean, scientists could not do it until the gentleman that I'm going to be introducing you to in a moment was able to figure out how to do it. And when that happened, people started wearing this patch. Their body began to elevate. Those stem cells began to reactivate, and your whole body is going to be regenerated. So let's get into this. Let me introduce you to the gentleman I just about. His name is David Schmidt. He's a CEO and inventor, and he's the CEO of a company called LifeWave that makes these patches available to us. And back in 2008, David started focusing his attention on stem cell research. He has over 180 patents, but he had been working on he'd created patches that had to do with energy, the very first one. This is the one that the Navy SEALs commissioned him to do when they had a new project where they were going to be underground for over 3 hours at a time. They energized. So he came out with the energy patch, and he kept creating all these different patches. So it wasn't until 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, when he created the stem cell reactivation patch, we call it the X39, was when he created his masterpiece. And it took him 10 years and $4.5 million to bring this patch to market. And so this is why we're so excited, because this is something that, once again, scientists said it done. But here's the patent right here. And it says right in the patent that this patch is elevating copper peptide. We just talked about when copper peptide is elevated, it reactivates the stem cells. So it says right here, elevating copper peptide, including activation of stem cells, improvement in energy, elevation of antioxidants, many more things. But you guys, this thing is patented, which means someone had to prove this. And so David Schmidt had conducted over 80 case studies worldwide with some of the most profound doctors out there. And when you have those case studies, I mean, and all these different people in the case studies, and we'll talk about those in a minute, it's just amazing. And so no one can market this product except for LifeWave for the next 17 years. Now, how does this patch work? Well, first of all, it's a proprietary form of phototherapy. And phototherapy is just a big word to describe where when you put this patch on your body, anywhere on your body, the patch has crystals, nanocrystals right in the middle. And when you put the patch on your body, the light reflects off of the crystals. When that happens, it elevates the copper peptides, in turn, reactivating those stem cells. Remember what we're trying to accomplish, elevating those copper peptides, and that's what is going to reactivate the stem cells, just like Lauren Picard said. So without a doubt, David Schmidt is what we call a living genius. The man is so brilliant, but he's so passionate and really cares. And this is why he was so persistent and so determined to come up with this solution. So this patch, another way you can describe phototherapy, let me put it to you this way. If you imagine when you go out into the sun, and you've heard that the sunlight elevates the in your body. That's a form of phototherapy. Photobiomodulation is another term. Whatever you want to call it, it's light, because we are light beings and our body is reflecting off of these crystals. What happens is these patches are not transdermal, meaning nothing goes into your body. Remember, this is crystals, salts, and sugars. So nothing goes into your body. Therefore, it can't interfere with any medication that you're taking. No drugs or chemicals are in it. It's invasive. What happens when you start wearing this patch is your body may start detoxing some of those, things. It's, just having some of the things that are causing you to be in a bad situation, your health is down or whatever, is going to push those toxins out. That's the first thing that's going to happen. And some people, respond differently to that. So that's why we want to encourage you In a moment, I'll tell you what to do when you wear the patch, but I just want to explain to you how it works. Now, here's some of the benefits, and you're going to hear some of these benefits from people tonight. Some of the benefits are increased. I tell you what, do you realize that as we get older, we get weaker? So it's strength is very important. Reduced inflammation. That inflammation is the cause of most diseases and illnesses in our body. Increased energy and vitality, mental clarity. Many of the people that are surrounded by because of this patch and how we're spreading the word are talking about all the energy they have, mental clarity. Me personally, mental clarity is priceless because I have a lot of paperwork. I have a lot of projects that I have to work on because I'm an interior designer and there's a lot of details. And if it weren't for this patch, I don't know what I would do because I was getting to the point where I was just frustrated because I didn't think I could get all the work done. But the mental clarity is priceless. Restored mental, move my little thing over here. Restored muscle and skeletal conditions. Do you know that older, our bones get less dense and are brittle? And so to restore those muscular and skeletal conditions is very important, you guys. Improvement of sleep. I told you earlier about how my husband was, after one night of wearing that patch, he is not over a year. Now that right there is miraculous. It's just priceless. And I sleep so deeply. I can't even. Sometimes I'll wake up it seems like I've been sleeping 12 hours because I'm sleeping so deeply. I might get up to go use the restroom. I said, dang, it's only 4 o'clock. I still got to sleep 3 or 4 more hours, but you sleep so deeply and you dream. Some people say they haven't dreamt in years and all of a sudden they start dreaming. People with nightmares, the nightmares are gone away immediately. And so improve skin appearance. So what we're trying to do here, you guys, is achieve optimal health and a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. But we want to make this disclosure. We're not saying that our products are intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medication. This patch is just rebooting our body and allowing the body to heal itself. Now, per the case studies, remember I told you there were case studies, over 80 case studies, and literally you want to go to this website called thisisit.info.com, and you want to there's a whole lot of information there, including physician studies at the very bottom. Doctors are giving their perspectives and what has done the patches of and their patients. You will see the case studies themselves. You will see the patent and other information. Pretty much everything you're seeing on the screen is on that web. Thisisit.info.com. Now, here's what happened in the case studies. The very first few days, over 4,000 genes begin to reset. That's phenomenal because when you, if you've ever heard about red wine helping your heart be stronger and helping you live longer, I've heard that many times. But when you drink a glass of red wine, it is said that it only resets 2 genes at a time. But we're talking about 4 genes just by putting a patch on for a few days. Within 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced. Let me tell you what that means. When you have PTSD or dementia or what is it? I can't think, dementia or different things like that. I'm just trying, just one particular thing I was thinking about that is an example. When you're depressed, that's a symptom of your brain unbalanced. But people results within 6 weeks. Within 3 months, your collagen is increased. That's important because everything in our body is made up of collagen. Our bones, our skin tissue, that is made up of collagen. So for that to increase in 3 months, incredible. Within 6 months, the heart reverses in age. I know there's a gentleman on the call who is a perfect example of what we mean when we say the heart reverses in age, because he had a pacemaker and was having to go to the doctor every 6 weeks. Well, when he started wearing the patch and went back to the cardiologist 6 weeks later, the cardiologist couldn't believe it because he was waving the paper and saying, "Oh my God, your heart is no longer relying on the packer. It is on its own. And that's because the stem cells in his heart became reactivated. Do you see how significant this is, you guys? I hope you caught that, because so another lady who was 73 years old told us, and it was probably about 50 years in the room that heard this, that she had a test that measures your vascular age, and they said that her vascular age was 35 years old. They thought the equipment was broken or needed to be recalibrated. And she says, no, I've been wearing this patch for half years. And they say that every 6 months that you wear the patch, you 8 years. Your heart reverses 8 years. So what's 8 times 5? Because there's 5 increments of 6 months in 2.5 years. 8 times 5 is 40 years, you guys. 73 years old minus 40 is 33. So that vascular age was accurate for her. Don't you want your heart to do that? So keep listening, because it gets better and better. So this is not is age reversing, according to David Smith. Okay, not what's going on here. Now, how do you wear this patch? Very simple. First of all, you're going to wear 12 hours on, 12 hours. I mean, I love that, because I do not like swallowing pills. All you got to do is stick this on and go on about your business. Anywhere on your body, you can put it below the belly button or behind the neck, like as you see in the diagram. That's where they did in the case study. They were just trying to be consistent so they could measure everyone's results the same way. But literally, you can put it anywhere you want. But you want to wear it on, 12 hours off, put it by your toothbrush or something like that. So when, if you start at 8 in the morning, just set your clock or just start remembering to take it off at 8 at night. And then you just throw it away. And see, here's what it is. These patches come in envelopes. 30 of these patches come in an envelope. That's a 30-day supply. So you don't have to hold on to the same patch. You're going to get more. And then this envelope comes this beautiful packaging right here. So you just throw it away and put a whole nother one on the next day. Now, you can wear more than one if you want to, but it's not necessary. Here's what I was telling you earlier. Drink plenty of water, because our bodies need to flush out those. And also this is energy going through our bodies. So that's why, that when you want to flow, energy to flow, you need water. This is critical, very, very important. Okay. Now, all sound sophisticated. And I'm going to tell you what, if you visit info.com, it's going to get even more sophisticated, but we're going to make it simple. How are we going to do that? Because the testimonies do not lie. And let's see here. The testimonies don't lie. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to invite a couple of people on this line so that you can hear for yourself what this patch is doing for people. So the first person that I want to invite on, let me see what the first person is Mr. Jimmy Millsap. Jimmy, could you please come on? And I know you have an incredible testimony to share.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Patch Millsap. Everything that you covered as far as the benefits of X39, I have experienced so far. And I've received the best a doctor's report that I've had in maybe a year or better. And I feel better every day. Every day I'm feeling better and better. So I told my wife, just change my name. I want to change my name to Jimmy Patch Millsap. My A1C was about 6.3 today, the lowest it's been in 4 years. I've lost about 16 pounds. I just think that this X39 is unbelievable. My mind tried to fight it the first time my wife patched me, but I kept seeing so much joy in her and my daughter. They were just full of energy. I can't say enough about it. I don't snow anymore. I mean, and that was ridiculous. I mean, my grandkids, my wife, everybody was complaining. And now I don't snow. So that X39 is that's my baby.
Well, how long have you been wearing the patch, Jimmy?
probably about a month.
Okay, and you already stopped snoring, but now tell us what happened the first day you wore that patch.
I was like, out my mind, I was trying to fight it with my mind. I said, my wife is got a hold of something else, and she just wants me to go with what she's doing. But I started feeling so good after about 20 minutes. I mean, I was walking with a cane. I put the cane down. I was walking around in my yard. I got in my truck, drove down to a fishing pond that I have on my property. I hadn't been there in 2 years. I mean, it's amazing. To me, it's just amazing. And I feel better every day. I feel better.
And I feel better because I sleep better.
Oh, yeah. My sleep is
Yes, it gives you such a deep sleep.
Restful sleep.
His doctor was saying your complexion, everything about you looks so different. What are you doing, Mr. Millsap? And I said, funny you should ask. That's when I pulled out my patches and showed her. And she was so amazed. She said, this is awesome. She said, I want to know more information. And we just thank God that she's open. She's a doctor, diabetic doctor. And she was so amazed at the progress that he was making. Perdita?
I think she lost us.
Mm. I'll mute this because I don't know what happened. Can you hear us, Verdita? We
Yes,
may be having a bad internet connection here.
we can still hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Great. Okay, well, we'll keep talking till Verdita gets back on. I'm quite sure she has some more testimonies other than ours, but she will have to tell you who they are. But the benefits that we have seen is amazing.
I mean, absolutely.
I had a bad sciatic nerve, and I from bending over and doing a lot of things that I was doing, and I put the patch on, and I haven't had that issue. I rest, I sleep, such peaceful sleep, and I mean, we have amazing testimony after testimony. So, was there someone else that was supposed to give a testimony?
Yes, I can go next.
Yeah, go ahead and go, because something must have happened with Verdita. We'll mute, and you go ahead, unmute, and give your test. And your name, your name. Okay. Okay, you guys, I'm sorry, my internet went down. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. So the next part, I apologize. I mean, what can I say? The next person we want to invite on is Miss Karen Preston. I see you're already unmuted, Karen. Go ahead and share your testimony.
Good evening, everyone. My testimony is, well, I first got introduced through my sister-in-law, Danita, and I want my sister in love. And she gave me 4 patches. And with those 4 patches, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this. And I instantly had results for like the energy. Well, because I was so tired because I was working 3 jobs at that time, 3 jobs and going to school as well. And so I had really no energy. And I immediately had that burst of energy, and I was more alert, focused. I had more clarity. I slept well. My sleep was very off at night. I was just restless every night because I had so much stuff on my plate and on my mind. And I noticed the immediate effect from, I was like, wow, so this is really working. And I felt a little warmth, and I put it on beneath my belly button. And I just immediately, I'm a water drinker as well. And I think that's what really had my immediate reaction, is like quick. And I was like, I was liking what I'm feeling. And I was like, man, when I went through my 4 patch, like, oh my goodness, I have got to get this. I was sold. I was sold after my first patch. I've been wearing the patch now since the 3rd of this month. So it'll be 3 weeks tomorrow. It'll be 3 weeks I've been wearing the patch. And prior to wearing the patch, also I had sciatic nerve in my upper thigh when I was pregnant with my second child. And then after I gave birth to him, I was still having monthly, I was had those flare-ups of the sciatic nerve, and it was hard for me to kind of like walk a little bit. Couldn't wear my heels. Now I love wearing my heels, so I could wear my heels since I've been wearing the patch, and I have not been having those sciatic nerve pains, which is awesome. I also had lower back pain on my right side. And I think all that was when I was pregnant with my son. So he was my heaviest child. But I'm thinking like he really took me through a little bit, but I don't have any back pain, because like it was hard for me to get up in the morning or kind of turn to my right, turn to my left. And I just immediately, I was like, this patch is the truth. So
And
anybody
how old
who
is your
wants it-
son? That's really important for us to know how old your son
He's
is, because you've been
17.
just
17.
17. So that's a long time to
Uh-huh.
be dealing with a
Mhm.
sciatica
Mhm.
pain. I hope
Yeah.
everybody understands how painful. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
you can't even move.
And then even taking Tylenol, ibuprofen, it was just a little bit of temporary relief, but it was still there. It didn't knock it out. And I'm like, what? And then as I'm type person, I don't like taking pills. I don't know how to swallow pills. And I was like, that's huge for me. And it's like, no, I'm type person, I do not want to be on medicine. That's just always been me. And then another thing too, clarity is really serious for me to have as I grow older, because both my parents had dementia, and I can tell the clarity. I am so more focused and alert, and that is huge for me, and that's huge for everyone as we grow older. So I just think that's key. That's
Well,
key. I
thanks for
mean,
sharing. But one more thing, Karen, how long have you been on the patch?
3 weeks. It'll be 3 weeks.
3 weeks. And all that stuff happened. And I
Mhm.
know you have other family members you told me about, but we really appreciate you getting on tonight and sharing your testimony. All right.
You're so welcome.
All right. Well, listen, you guys, we got one more testimony. You just got to hear this testimony, because this lady, her whole life has changed. I mean, she was struggling a long time with what was going on with her. Miss Marilyn Brooks, would you please come on and share your testimony? I think I've made you a co-host. Yeah, I think I've made you a co-host. Marilyn Brooks, are you
Hello,
there?
can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hello, I'm trying to show I'm trying to show my picture, but however, this is Marilyn Brooks. I'm out of Dallas, Texas, and I just wanted to say that, Karen, you and I have so much in common. I too have had back issues for many, many years. I too had these back issues from my first daughter. However, that went on for like 20 years or so. I'm so grateful that I was introduced to these amazing, fantastic patches. There's not enough words in the dictionary that I can describe how I felt less than 2 weeks from wearing the patches. Less than 2 weeks, and I've dealt with this for like 20 years. I feel great now. Before I could not sleep at night on my back. If I slept at night on my back, the next morning I could hardly move. I would move like I was 110 years old. And getting the muscle spasms in my back throughout the night was so painful. If you guys have ever had a muscle spasm in your calf, then you can relate to how my back must have felt when I slept on my back throughout the night. But now I can sleep anywhere I want without any pain. I was going to a chiropractor sometimes twice a week to get back adjustments. They don't see me anymore. They call me wondering what has happened. And I tell them about the patches. So they are so amazed with this. I have had to go there to give them demonstrations as well, how wonderful the patch has helped heal me. So I tell you guys, it's not the patch itself, it's what it does by reactivating our stem cells. So I'm so blessed and so grateful that I was introduced to this wonderful patch X39. So if you have not been patched, I tell you, do not delay. You're missing a blessing. It is a wonderful thing.
Well, thank you so much, Marilyn, for sharing that powerful testimony. You know, and please, you guys, don't take it lightly what these people are saying. Oh, there she goes.
Sorry about that.
After all of that, see, she's smiling. She's smiling. She's not in pain.
Yes, my
Thank you
pain
so
level has diminished. Thank you so much for introducing it to me.
All right. Thank you, Marilyn. And so you guys, you see what it's doing to change people's lives. It's, you know, it's just every day we hear something and there's, you know, it's just that we just cannot even capture all the testimonies on one call. You just have to, you know, we have different ways that you can get those testimonies. So get back with the person that invited you to this call and they can give you access to more testimonies. Now I got to find, wrong video. Wrong. Oh Lord. Y'all, I'm having all kinds of technical difficulties tonight. Let me see if I can pull this PowerPoint up. Let me see. See, I think, you know what? I don't know what to say because I mean, it's just everything happened once my computer went down. Let me just talk, okay? Hopefully y'all can absorb what I'm about to say because it's just kind of messed up everything for me. But I will say this. What we want you to know is that there's another way that you can benefit from these patches. We really want you to share with as many people as you can. As you can see, I have in my hand a card. This is the card that, you know, indicates all the benefits that we talked about earlier. And these cards on the back of it, it shows you where you can place these cards. You know what we do? We send these cards out or take them to our friends and put like 3 or 4 of these little patches in there. When they get this envelope, and if you make sure they understand the power of these patches, they're going to be so happy when they get these patches. We just drop these in the mail or give them to someone as we leave home. When I leave home every day, I always take 3 or 4 of these with me because I never know who I'm going to run into. I was at a spa, and my friend Robin is on the call as well. She was there, and there was a gentleman that I knew something was wrong with him because he was dipping every time he took a step. And we asked her what was wrong. And it was similar to Karen. It was sciatica, and it was like right on his hip. And we said, you know, and I'm telling you, I said, I don't know if I want to have him pull his pants down to put the patch on his, but we did, got you guys. And I'm telling you, the pain went away. The man couldn't believe it. He lifted his leg up, you know, to his chest. Because he said he couldn't even lift his leg up. He would always have to drop his pants down and, you know, to the ground and put his foot in some kind of way, get the pants. That's why you have to be ready. But we're having so many, you know, results in helping people. But as I've got to see, if you could just hold on a second, I've got my slide. I just got to find it because this is not going to work if I don't see if I can pull it up some kind of way. All right, so I'm apologizing again for all these distractions, but I gotta get my slide up, and you're gonna be so happy when I do. Okay, so let me get back to the Zoom and see if I can share it this time. There we go. I got it up. That comes with practice. Okay, so listen, every time you share these patches with someone and they say, oh, I gotta have some of those patches, they may want to get a whole package. Remember I talked about the 30-day supply? They may want to get a whole package of these. When they do that, you are building what you call a team. The company is compensating you just for sharing it with other people. And so let's say, for example, Miss Karen is on the line and you introduce Miss Karen to this patches. And she says, I gotta have some. she gets one of the packages, she falls on your left team or even your right team, no matter which, it doesn't matter which side she falls on, but she's going to be placed in a structure we call a binary, which means that as you introduce these patches to people, you're building a team. You're building a left team and you're building a right team. As soon as you get 4 people that you've introduced this to and they buy a package, you get to be what we call a manager. And you're on your way now to putting yourself in a position to earn up to $25,000 a week. And the reason why that's so doable is because we already know people doing it, but more importantly, this patch is causing so much momentum. As soon as, just like Mr. Jimmy, he doesn't want to start wearing the patch. Matter of fact, I think he wears about 4 patches a day. He doesn't, every time people place orders or they, like after they get the patch, they want to get them more every month. We call that an auto ship, and we'll talk about that later. But now you have access to this type of money, you guys. Now, every time someone enters this binary, they're going to fall under you. You may be here, and then here's Miss Karen. Let's say she enrolls somebody else. Do you realize all the people that Karen enrolls still fall under you? And then the people they enroll fall under you, and this keeps going. And even the person above Miss Karen, I mean, who's ever up here, if they enroll somebody, they fall under you too. Don't you see how beautiful this is? We're all working this together. Now, here's the part I love, because this is called the matching bonus with unlimited income potential. Here's what happens. Let's say that you did enroll Miss Karen and she falls on your first level. So let's say in the binary this week, Karen earns $1,000. That is very possible. That is very common that we see this happening every day. If Karen earns $1,000 in the binary, guess what? If you enrolled her, you would get 25%, meaning not that you're taking 25% of what she earned. The company is giving you 25% on top of what she earned. If she earned $1,000, you make $250, and they don't take anything from Karen. Let's say, suppose you had 10 Karens. Now, instead of $250, if they each earned $1,000, you'd make $2,500 this week, not per month. I'm talking about every week when they earn that money. But let's say that Karen and all 10 of those people that you enrolled, that's just like Karen, let's say they go enroll 10 people. Now you have 200 people on your 100 people on your second level. Well, if you have 100 people on your second level and they each earned $1,000, that's $100,000 in commissions on the binary. When those people earn their money, you get 20%. Well, what's 20% of 100,000? $20,000. You guys, listen. It just gets better and better. The people on your second level, they may enroll 10. They got 1,000 people. How would you like to be earning residual income? That means these people are going to be ordering these products month after month, year after year, and you're going to see paychecks coming in. In other words, this is very lucrative, and it's very, very exciting. And that's why I say it's getting better and better. So go after the sharpest people because they and people that need these patches, because they will get this. Now, you may have been text or email or form that looks like this. And this is basically a description of the products that we want to introduce to you: a silver pack, a gold pack, or a diamond. But let me break it down a little bit better. If you said that, I just can't wait to get some of those patches, and I just want some for me and my spouse, and that's all they're doing, they may want to get the silver pack. Why? Because they can get these patches for an unbelievable $100 per month per patch. That's $300 for 3 sleeves. So now you're just paying $100. Or you could be a customer. If you just wanted to use the patch, you could be a customer for $150 a sleeve. But does it sound better to get 2 sleeves for $300 or 3 sleeves for $300? It's always better to go with the 3, right? And so that's why we want to offer you that if you just want to be a customer and you say you just want to use this patch. But then if you want to be a business builder, you want to take advantage of the binary that I talked about, you want to start earning money because you want more inventory, you're going to get 5 sleeves for $500, but that gives you more in order to share with other people. That's what the gold package. But let me tell you another benefit of the gold pack. That automatically, if you get those 4 people, you're automatically a manager. If you introduce 4 people and you're a silver, you still have to upgrade to the gold package in order to be the manager. So you just have to pay the difference of $200, but they will also send you 2 more sleeves, okay? So you're not paying extra, you're just, you know, upgrading. That's what we call it. But then if you want to, if you're really, really serious and you want to explode your business, and that's what my husband and I did. We didn't buy the diamond pack because we were thinking about exploding our business. So maybe unconsciously we were thinking that, but what our focus was helping as many people as we could. Well, you can help way more people with a diamond pack than you can with the gold or the silver, because you get 19 sleeves in here. Now you're paying $84 per sleeve instead of $100. In addition to that, with the diamond pack, remember I talked about being in the binary and making money every month. The only way you can make money in the binary is if you're active, meaning you are buying at least 1 sleeve per month. And this will enable you to keep the points that were generated when people purchase packages or placed orders. So if you do the $99 option for the auto ship, not only will you keep your points, but you can earn up to $100 per week, but that's the limit when you have the 1 sleeve. We highly recommend the 2 sleeve subscription because you get to keep your points, but then you get to max out the comp plan. And, you know, that's what you want to do. You don't want to limit yourself to $100 a month. Listen, there's hundreds. I was speaking to someone earlier. I'm trying to remember who it was. Oh, a lady in LA. She has 986,000 points under her in one of her legs. Okay. You don't want to limit yourself to $100 a month when you got those kinds of points. Okay. But here's the exciting part about the diamond pack. Say if you enrolled another diamond, if you're a diamond, you make $500. If you're a gold and you enroll a diamond, you only make $200, and the other $300 goes up line to the person above you who happens to be a diamond. So you want to get all the money on the table. That's what we mean by potential to max the comp plan. You know, it's very important. There's a whole lot more details about this. I won't spend any more time on it, but I want you to know the diamond pack, and you can always upgrade. You can always upgrade in the middle of the week before the week is over if you haven't done that yet, so that if you did enroll a diamond and you didn't make the whole 500, you can upgrade to diamond before Sunday midnight and still get the 500. So there's a lot of that. Just want you to know all the details. Okay. So now it's time to you to make your move and determine if you're serious about your dreams. First of all, who wouldn't dream of being healthy? I mean, I am so excited just to know that if I'm 90 years old, hopefully I wouldn't be, you know, walking around with a cane or in aches and pains, and my family doesn't have to be concerned about caring for me, because we're being proactive in our household. We're being proactive and we're in this pack. But also, what about traveling? See, these are the kinds of things that we want to do as we have this time freedom. So with that being the case, I want to highly encourage you to get back to the person who put you on this call. They will help you get some patches. But I also want you to know that every night there's something going on. You may want to take a screenshot of this, because we're part of a team called the This Is It team. Now, the call that we're on right now is not the Zoom call, this code right here, but all these other calls are available to you every night. Take a screenshot of that. And you also want to go to a website called thisisitteam.com. It breaks down the whole compensation, all the list of all the Zoom calls, and a whole lot of other information. Then also the call that you're on right now, this is the Zoom number that you're on right now. We do a call on Tuesday and Thursday at 10 o'clock. 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock on Tuesdays, Eastern time. And then on Thursdays, we do a 10 p.m. West Coast expansion call. Also, this call tonight in about an hour and 15 minutes, we have our West Coast expansion call on this same number. On Monday nights, we do a training for brand new reps. We're not going to leave you hanging. We want to make sure that you know what you're doing. And by the way, on Saturday as well, as you can see right here, Saturday, we do a training on this number. So take a screenshot of this one right here so that you know all the calls. They'll go to thisisitteam.com and then take a screenshot of this so that you know what you have access to. But with that, you guys, I want to thank you all so much for joining tonight. I mean, us tonight. I apologize for all the technical difficulties. I don't know why my Zoom went out, but we really appreciate your time. Don't wait to get back to the person because you want to be the next spot in that binary. You all have a good night.